call this my logging family.
I'm Corey Bonner. I own Blue Steel Logging with my two business partners, Ryan and Dave.
Logged your parents' property is how we started. And so me and Corey fell it all, and we left Ryan to log it with that old 648 skidder. And me and Corey went down to the coast and fell heli to subsidize Blue Steel.
We started Blue Steel in 2015, and we did our first job for Toco on July 1st, 2016. We hand-bucked, actually the first job, we hand-bucked everything. So then we saved enough money to buy the processor. We bought our Skylead to begin with, and Megan's processor and that yellow 648 skidder.
And then Cliff Robinson called me there that one time and said, hey, I got a block if you want to, and now, yeah, we'll do it. What we did too is that we logged the block that nobody wanted to log, right?
Yeah.
It was just, you know, it was so much work. Had to rig so many trees, and it was just, everybody came at it and looked at us and said, no. We just said, yeah, we'll do it no matter. We want to get our foot in the door, right?
Yeah. We lived right on the job. We took our travel trailers there
and lived there.
And lived there, and yep, until it was done.
Started July long weekend.
Yeah.
Rained every day in July except for 4.
Yeah.
It was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, you know.
Nice. Blood, sweat, and beer.
Yeah, beer. Sorry. Did I say tears?
We logged this block 2 falls ago. Well, so it would have been 2.5 years ago now. We logged that, which we come in from the Bison, and we come in to the top of the block there. It's a steep slope operation, so we do like roughly around 50,000 meters a year, and it's kind of a blend of steeper, modified conventional ground and then the tower ground. Extreme ground and really nowhere to work. So we will log the wood and then we'll take it to a friendly spot, like for Megan and Sean to work and process.
This is called shotgun motorized carriage logging. It's the most efficient way of yarding for us. So you got 2 cables. You got a skyline and a main line. The skyline goes down to our machine, backspar, anchors to the top of that, so it gives us deflection, which is everything in yarding. And then the other line pulls the logs up, right? It goes through the carriage. See how the main line goes through the carriage, comes down. The motorized carriage has 2 brakes on it. It's got a brake on the top, grabs the skyline, and has a brake inside that holds the turn up. And he switches the brakes, drops the turn out, right? So when he does that, that clamps on. So one brake's on all the time, right? This is a chaser, this is Mitch. Yeah, he chases and turns. Okay, this is Ben, he's our loaderman. Dwayne's our yarderman. So he just sucks the chokers back up, releases the skyline, and then runs it down. Our machine just idles, so you burn half the fuel because you only yard up, right? It's all gravity, right? So, and that thing will go back as fast as you let it. If you let it go, it'll go 50 miles an hour down the hill, so it gets down there in a hurry. And then the boys down the hill, they control the carriage. They got whistles, and they got carriage whistles that control the clamps. It's like our own Morse code, basically is how it's put, right? So stop, one is stop, right? Now he'll blow, you want slack now. So he slacks the main line. So what he does is he clamps the carriage with this thing, and then he revs it up, he spits the chokers down, goes and hooks their logs, make sure the skid line clamps on, that's the brake inside. And now they go ahead again, right? So he releases the skid line clamp, yards the turn up to the carriage, and then releases the skyline clamp and sends it in. Yeah, it's very efficient, especially when they got Ryan down the hill spoon feeding them with a hoe. I got 3 guys in there. My partner Ryan is in the excavator, chucking the wood there to him. And then the guy on the left, that's Connor. And the guy on the right's Ian. Connor on the left, he's my hook tender in training. He's my right-hand man. So I always go over the logging plan with him, what I want him to do, when we're moving the yard or when we're doing that, you know, just so he's on page, right? And all this stuff up here was hand fell, right? So that's probably 70% slope, and like up there, over there is probably, you know, you're getting towards the 100% when it gets, you know, 45 degrees. This is what we like to do. We do not like to downhill yard, even though we have to do downhill yard from time to time, but this is our forte. Back spar is basically just a mobile machine that you tie to instead of like a tree. Ryan usually puts a trail in all the time, so it's all friendly for him. But that machine in particular is like I say, a buncher. So buncher undercarriage. Bunchers go just about anywhere, right? They got the best undercarriage, so that's why we have that as a back spar, right? Because it's got such good track power, it'll climb. It's a pretty dangerous job out here, and it can go wrong, right? So your guys' everybody's lives are in their hands, right? So you gotta really be on the ball, and
Yeah, like when anything new comes into the logging industry, I'm always like, why are we reinventing the wheel? Right. So I even thought similar about when we started with the Cypress thing, right? I thought, what is this? And I got to say, I'm definitely impressed with it. It's definitely something that we'll never go away from.
It was a game changer there.
Like I live with her, and I've never seen her happier with the system, ever.
My machine, it's got 26,000, almost 400 hours on it. Houred out, but it's still pumping the best quality and best lengths out right now. It goes to show you don't need a big fancy brand new machine, as long as you got a tried, tested, true operating system and a good measuring wheel.
The Cypress system, it's almost like the new centerpiece of the company, kind of, right?
Like I said, it's been my nicest winter processing yet.
So you guys are a pretty tight-knit bunch.
Oh yeah.
It's nice to see you.
Yeah, I call this my logging family.
Yeah. Do you guys get along?
Oh yeah.
We have our moments.
Landing marriage.